date name, date add, date diff, is date. Right on this. Done?
Yeah.
Okay, so next below that, just make a side heading, intervals. Here, why. Week, quarter, Q2, just a second now. Next week, day of year, weekday, DW, hour, minute, second, yeah, write down this.
Sir, week, day of year.
Sorry?
Week and day of year.
Yeah, for week it will be W. Day of year, let me just check it. And for hour it will be HH. For minute it will be small mm. And for second it will be small ss. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and below that, one more thing you have to write, right? So we have Sunday, Mondays, Tuesday, all the weekdays, right? Weekdays and weekends. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. So in SQL, always Sunday will be the start date, and for Sunday, value will start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so always the day will start in SQL Server would be Sunday. Okay, write on this. This quarter, this year, you can mention in another way also. If you can mention small yy, that is also fine. And day of year, you can mention dy, simply y, that is also fine. And even this dd, we can mention just d. Okay, so these are all shortcut names actually. This y, d, d. These are all shortcuts. Either you can mention shortcut names, or you can mention full name also. That is also fine, no issues. Okay, and there is weekday, right? There is one more. Yeah, for week you can put wk or ww. So either way it is fine. Okay. So here one thing you need to remember is capital mm means month, small mm means it will be minutes. Okay. And we have milliseconds, nanoseconds also. So if you want, you can mention that milliseconds will be ms, and we have a microseconds and nanoseconds. Microseconds means mcs, nanoseconds means ns. ns. And this minute you can mention in many ways, I think. So you can put ms or mi. If ms will not work, you just simply mention mi. Okay, or you can mention n also as a shortcut name. Done.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are very important. Okay, so first of all, we'll go for date functions. That is a date name function, and syntax for date name function would be date name, sorry, date part of. Okay, so it would be like interval comma expression. Okay, see, like your string functions, it will return a single value, right? Even the date functions also will return a single value. Okay, so in this case also it can be character, it can be integer also. Okay, so nothing but date functions also will return a scalar value. Okay, basically any function will give function means it will give a scalar value for us. Okay, that is what function means. Okay, so and the function, the string functions will be using in select and then where, order by, and group by functions, right? So same here also. So the date functions also can be used in select class, where class, order by class, group by class. Okay, same way we can use, but the functionality will be different. Yeah. So you see, select date part of interval, comma, expression. So here interval means you need to write these intervals whichever you want according to the situation. So here expression means, so usually in string functions we used to provide the character columns and all, right? So but in terms of date functions, so it should be always date columns. Okay, so in date functions, expression means always date columns, guys. Okay, you can provide a static date column, date value, or you can pass through a date variable, or you can pass a date column. Okay, it's like similar way to your string functions, like a static value or throw a variable to a column, but make sure everything should be a date data type only. Then only we can perform these date functions, guys. Okay, we cannot apply date functions for character columns and integer columns and all, because those are not dates. Okay, yeah. So now you see, select date part of, so what date part will do is it will give us a particular day in the given date, or a particular year, or particular month, what is the quarter, okay, which quarter the date is belongs to. Okay, so everything we can able to find, or which week, which day of week, day of year, something like that. So interval means, for an example, if I need to find out a day in that particular given given date, right? So we can find it out. So here either you can able to declare a variable, or you can pass directly. If I need today's date, which function will use?
Get it.
So we'll use the get date, right? You can write directly get date. So if you write simply select get date now, you'll get the system date basically. So whichever we have the system date, right, it will give us that date. See that? So today's date, so hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Okay. Yeah. So if you need nanoseconds, right? So there is a one more function called sysdate. System date. Okay. Maybe this function might have removed it.
It's a sysdate.
It's state only.
Yes. Which one is this? Oh,
It's daytime.
Change it is earlier 2008 R2. Yes, it's working fine here. Okay. So if you see here, the digits between get date and this is date will be different. Can you see this? Correct. There are milliseconds, nanoseconds are there. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So that's the difference actually. So usually we will use get date only, because we don't want any milliseconds, nanoseconds. Okay. So now if you see here, today's date is March 22nd, right? So from that, if we need only day, we can able to fetch by using this day, by using this interval. Okay. So I'm keeping the alias column as a day, and you can keep 22 here. Okay. So now usually we can use these substring functions and we can get it. But for that, you need to do so many conversions and all, because this is a date column, right? If you directly go and apply these substring functions to get this, or left function to get this 22, no, so it's not possible. Okay, because of this is a date column. Okay, so you have to convert into varchar, then apply the string functions. Okay, there are a lot many things you need to do. So instead of that, we have direct functions are there, date functions. You can go and apply this. Okay, this is the simplest way to get it. And in the same way, if we need to find out a month, okay, in the given date, so you can simply mention month, or I have shown you the intervals, right? These shortcut names. Even you can use that one also, capital MM, and the alias column name would be month, and you can execute it. Can you see this 3? Okay, so as I said, you can use the shortcut interval names, or you can use the full names also, no issues. Okay, so in the same way, what I will do, I'll mention everything whatever I had given. Okay, so I'll find out, like, quarter, year, you can use shortcut names also, day of, year, I mention week. Week means different, weekday means it will be different. Okay, weekday, what else? We have a hour, right? I'll mention HH, and we have minutes, right? So I'll mention MI, or you can mention minute also, and we have seconds. If I can't execute this, okay, so today's date is 22, and March month, and quarter will be 1. Okay, so quarter means yearly we have a 4 quarters. Quarter means every 3 months will be considered as a 1 quarter actually. Okay, so basically Jan, Feb, March, this will be quarter 1, and April, May, June, this is quarter 2, and then July, August, September, this is quarter 3, and October, November, December, this is quarter 4. Okay, so this is the usual quarters for us. Okay, so now March month is fall under quarter 1, right? So that's why it is showing 1 actually. Okay, so whichever date you can you're going to give it over here, right? If it is not the get date, if it is any other date, right, then it will show which quarter it is. Okay, and also it is giving year as well in the given date. Yeah, and you can see what the day of year. What is day of year means? So in a year we do have totally 360. How many days?
5.
5 days.
We have 365 days, and there is something called leaf year for us. Okay, so there we'll be having 360.
366.
So now in this 365 days, right, if I want to know which day it is out of 365, which day it is. Okay, so if you see, it is 81. Okay, so 81 first day. Okay, so if you want, you can just calculate it. So we have it 31 days in January, right, and 28 days in February, and today is 22. Okay, so you can just calculate how much it will be. So 8 to 10, 11.
70, 78, 81,
Okay.
81.
So it will be 81, correct?
Yeah.
Today is 81 out of that 365. So if it is a leaf year, okay, leaf year means which is the leaf year? I think 2021 is a leaf year, right?
Sure.
2020, sir.
2020 is leap year. Huh? Okay. Yeah, 20 is leaf year. So if I give for an example, it will automatically calculate. You no need to do anything. So for an example, here I'll put 20, 20, 22, sorry, 03,
Dash.
2020. Okay, so it should give us 2080 or 2, right? Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't need to worry about whether it is a leap year or non-leap year. So the system knows it actually, so it will automatically calculate it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And yes, and it is saying 13th week. Okay, what is meant by 13th week means? So in a year we have how many weeks totally? 52 weeks, right?
52.
Yeah, out of that 52 weeks, so which week it is? Okay, so if you go and check it,
4 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks.
yeah, how many weeks we do have in this January month?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks.
We have a 5, right?
5,
Yes, and then when it comes to February,
4.
4. Okay, then
4.
it is 4th week is running. Okay, 9 plus 4, 13, correct? So 13th week. Okay. Yeah, and in the similar way, next will be weekday. What is meant by weekday means? So I have given this Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays, right? And I gave a number also. Okay. So now in a week, which weekday it is? Okay, which weekday? Today is Tuesday, right? Tuesday, what is the number? 3, correct?
Okay. 3.
So it will give us 3 here for us. Weekday means 3. Week means out of the whole year, which week it will show. Weekday means within that week. So what is the day it is? Okay. Yeah. And hour is 7 o'clock. And when I execute this query, the minute will be 32 and seconds will be 5 seconds actually. Okay. And if you execute now, it will keep on varying. Your hour might be same, but your minutes and seconds will differ actually. So if you go and check in the down, can you see the minute will be 33 and the seconds will be 54 seconds. Okay.
Here, for the minute, you have used MI, sir.
Yes, I have used MI. Let
Yes.
me just use MM. We'll see whether it will work or not.
Three.
Will take a month only.
Month.
It's taking month actually. Okay, so use
To
MI.
change.
Don't
Yeah.
use MM. Okay.
Okay.
Where is this? Okay. For milliseconds, I think it is MS, not MI. So, but in this will be not having. Let me try with MS. So here milliseconds were not there. Let's see what it will give us. Oh, here it is giving milliseconds. It is giving. So maybe what I'm thinking is select get date. Okay. Here it is not displaying for us that milliseconds. Okay, but it is okay 146. Okay, this is seconds, this is milliseconds, right? Yes, it is displaying for us. But nanoseconds are it is not displaying. Okay. So So just do a small change here. For minutes, you can put ms, mi, and for milliseconds, you can put ms. Okay. And if I put n also, it should work. Let me try this. No, n means it is working like
Minutes.
it's working like minutes actually. Don't remove this.
Yeah.
Remove this n also. Okay. Yeah, just change this and then write down this. Okay. And I'll tell you where exactly it will be useful for us. First function date part. So if you need abbreviation, I can give you date part function will give us a particular day or month, year, etc. from the given input date. Okay, this is the abbreviation, guys. And below that, you can write the syntax. And I can give you the example also for this. Okay, the real-time example where exactly we'll use. Okay, write down all these things. And below that, write down this. Write down these quarters as well. Okay.
Om, please mute.
Finished?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. Finished?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next I can write date name function. Okay. Date name function. Okay. So here almost act like a date part only, but only few cases it will give us the names. Okay. So I'll show you that. See, basically, for quarter, do you have any names? No, right?
No.
Okay, and for day and month, we will be having some names instead of 3 or 22. So it can represent, which month and which day, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So only for few cases it will show us names, and for few cases it will be show us as like the date part function, and you can just see here. See, when I'm keeping date name of day, so it is showing 22. But when I'm keeping right, so it's showing March. Instead of 3, it is showing March. Okay. See, sometimes maybe the client may request, right? So in the database level, it is saving like integers. And in the report output level, if I need in terms of characters, right? So we can go ahead and use this date name function to convert from integer to character. Okay. And for quarter, year, day of year, week, and all, there won't be any changes because there is no names for that. And in terms of day, right? Okay, so if you use the day function, you won't get the exact day, which day it is in terms of characters. So if you need it, you have to use the weekday function. Okay, so weekday means it will give us 3 now. Instead of 3, it will give us Tuesday. Okay, and yeah, so only weekday case and month case, so it will be differ case. It will give us the characters for us, and apart from that, in all other cases it will act like date part function only. Okay, so usually date name will use, okay, to get the weekday and the month name, okay, in terms of characters. Okay, we'll use only those two cases, but for other cases and all, so either you can use date name or date sort function, both are same. There won't be much differences. Clear?
Yeah, that's clear.
And one more thing, for date part, have you written the output?
No.
Outputs raskunnara?
రాసుకోలేదు.
Okay, so I'll do one thing. So So this date part, you have written all these syntaxes, right? So here you can put double hyphens and you can put the number, the values respectively. Okay. Yeah. Because until unless you mention the outputs, you won't understand. Okay. So mention this. 22, 3, Q1, 2022, and 81, 13, and weekday 3, and then hour it will be 7th, and minute will be 48, and some seconds. You can put 10 or 20, anything is fine. Okay, done. And in terms of date name, everything is fine as same, but only the thing is here instead of 3 we'll get March, and weekday means instead of 3 it will give it as Tuesday for us. Okay. Yeah, write down.
Our definition same.
Definition remains same.
Sir,
Yes.
so as per yesterday's table, like practice questions for there, no?
Yes, yes.
Like that, in employee table, they have given it as like date and month abbreviation, years. So like today's
Month,
date,
year?
21 March 2022, like that.
21 March 2021.
2022.
Okay.
While creation of table, only if we give varchar, we can able to get that output. So in the place of date, only if you mention it as like in the format of varchar data type, then only we can get that like 21 March 2022.
No,
But
it
if
will
we
be
use
date data type. Then it should be date data type, not varchar.
Yes, sir. Date. If we use date, we won't get that in like abbreviated form in the inside the table.
What format they had given?
They have given like 21 March 2022 in that format.
Okay, MARCH characters.
MAR.
So in that case, definitely it will be a varchar type only.
But if we use varchar in the table creation, when we use a date difference, that it won't work, sir.
Yes, yes, it won't work. So because date diff functions and all will be on top of this DDMM format.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
in some cases,
we can
like,
convert it actually. We can convert that into the integers. We can do that. Okay, I'll show you.
Okay.
Done. Done, huh?
Yes, sir.
No, not yet.
Finished?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. The next function, date add function. Okay, so once I'll get finish everything now, then we'll go for the real-time examples. Okay, so date add interval, then value, comma expression. One extra thing will come. Okay, so abbreviation is not required. So here, this value, right? It can be plus or minus, guys. Basically, you can add numbers or you can add days, you can subtract months, you can add years, you can subtract quarters, anything can be done actually for the given date. Okay, so for an example, date add of, okay, so for today's date, I want to add, let's say 10 days. Okay, so you just need to keep the days, how many days you want to add. If it is a year or month, you can change the interval and put the number of days or month, whatever you want. Okay, and then given date. So you can change this date also if you want. Instead of today's date, you can hard code something like 01/02/2021. So in that case, for the given date, it will add 10 days, guys. Can you see this? 2021/01/12. Okay, so it is 2, right? For that, January 2nd. Okay, for that, it will add plus 10 days. If I put minus, no, then it will just subtract, and it will go back to 1233. See, okay. So in the similar way, you can add or subtract, anything here. So you can add months, you can subtract anything, or years also, it will be fine. If I want to go back 10 years back, okay, so this is the input. Let's say the client is giving this date. They are telling that give me last 10 years data. Okay, so in that case, we have end date, but we don't have the start date, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the client is giving 01/01/2021, and then they're saying that please get me last 10 years data. So in such a case, end date is given, but what is the start date? We don't know. Correct? So how do you go back to 10 years means just apply this data add functions and go back to 10 years back. See, yeah, and maybe if you want, you can declare a variable and you can provide it through a variable. So at the rate of date equals to 01/02/2022 and this would be a date data type. This is also fine. So now whenever the client is giving any input date, my function will do, it will go back to 10 years back and it will give us that date. Correct? And this is my start date, this is my end date now. Correct? Yeah. So in the similar way, we can add or subtract anything, guys. Quarters, years, hours, anything can be done actually. Okay, and it can be plus or it can be minus also, no issues. Yeah, yeah. Write down this, please. One you can keep it plus 10, and then the remaining one will be minus 10 for years, and you can write the output as well.
So for plus, we no need to put plus symbol for the.
No, not required. It's default.
Okay.
Finished now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, DATEDIFF function. It will give us difference between two dates. DATEDIFF of DATEDIFF of source day comma start date comma end date. This is the syntax for this. Select DATEDIFF of interval comma start date comma end date. Write down this. Yeah. So for an example, select DATEDIFF of. Let's say I want to find out the days difference between two given dates. So let me put some dates here. 0103 2021 0301 2022. Let's see. Okay, if you see 422 days difference here. Okay, so basically from this is January 3rd, right? So January 3rd to January 3rd 2022, it will be 365 days, correct? And there are February, March months are there, correct? And remaining days will get added. That's why it is 422. Okay, so here one thing you need to remember is, okay, always make sure this end date should be greater than start date. Otherwise, you'll get negative numbers. Okay. So meaning so if I give in a reverse way, this end date, this start date should be higher date, I mean maximum date, and if it is minimum date, so now you see it will be minus 422. Okay. So always make sure this end date should be always greater compared to this start date. Okay. So that's how it will be. But sometimes this end date will be lower and your start date will be higher. So when exactly these cases will come is, so usually we will use the credit cards, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Usually we will use the credit cards. Now there is something called payment date and due date, right? Payment date and then due date. Okay. So which one will be higher date here? Which is the high date?
Due date will be high.
Due date will be high, correct? For an example, today is the payment date. Okay. Sorry. Due date will be, let's say, it will be start of this month, 03/01/2022, and here also I need to change 03 and 2. Just a second. Okay, so the due date for the bill payment is 03/02 March 2nd actually, but when I have made the payment, I made a 03/22. Okay, so how many due days here?
20.
20 days.
So now in this case, what you need to do is due date, comma. So here, which date will come?
Due date.
Due date.
Due
Due
date.
date. No, so it will be payment date will come actually. Not due. From your payment date, you need to minus your due date. Then you will get the number of days in terms of minus, correct?
Yeah.
So here minus means what? So you went, beyond this due date, correct?
Yeah.
So how many days it will be?
20.
20 days, correct? And they will represent in minus 20 days. Okay. That's why, your payment date will come in the start date and your due date will come in the end date. So just, to mention this, how many number of days he went far away means, so we'll just mention in the terms of minus. In such a case, we'll go in this way. Okay. There are some situations like this. Okay. Yeah. So this case, we will use this case only always. End date is greater than start date. But some are other case, the client will specify what should be the start date and what should be the end date. If it is plus or minus, that is fine, the output. Okay. But whatever they'll mention, right, as a start date and end date, you can mention the same. Okay. Clear? Yeah. And for an example, if you want to find out our age, right, we can able to find it. Can you please mute? Yeah. So age means basically we will find out the years, right? Okay. Can someone tell me your date of birth, please?
03/06/1997.
03/06
1997.
1995. Okay. So this is the start date, correct? Until when we need to find out till today, correct? Till today means we can simply keep what? Get date. And it will be number of years, right? It is 27 years. It is running, right?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 27 years. Okay. And we can find out how many number of days, how many number of months. Okay. It will be, because it is not exactly 27, right? It will be 27, and there will be some months, there will be some, days and all. That also we can find it out, but that required a case statement to finish. Okay. So once case statement is finished, I'll tell you. Okay. So
Okay.
these are, we can find out the years difference actually by using this DATEDIFF function. Okay. Not only date, any differences we can find between two dates. Okay. But make sure there should be the input date should be start date and end date here. And here it should be interval. Okay. Yeah. Write down this DATEDIFF function and you can mention these examples. All the examples you can write. Finished.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Let's apply this date functions on top of. I think we have one more function to finish, right? So yeah, is date function. Okay. So what this is date function will give us is whether the given date is valid or invalid, it will tell us action. Okay, for an example, I'm creating a dates table. Okay, and make sure for this date, whenever you're applying the is date function, right, it should apply mainly on top of varchar data types, but not date data types. Why? Because in date data types, will it accept the invalid dates? See, invalid dates means, for an example, 2/31st. Okay, is it a valid date?
No.
February 31st, it's not a valid date, right? Will it allow the, if we enter that value in a date data type column, will it allow?
No, it will not.
Obviously no, correct. So there is no use case if you go and apply use date function date data type. Okay, so you should use this date use date function on top of varchar data type. So I'll just mention like date, and I'll mention varchar of 100, and we'll create some dates over here. And I'll try to insert few dates which are some are valid, some of them are valid, some of them were not valid. 01/0/2021. Okay, and here I'll mention like 29/02, and here I'll mention 02/30. Okay, so in a date column, the client has put all these dates, let's say, and we want to know which are the valid dates and which are the invalid dates. So if it is a few rows, we can easily find it out, but if there are lot many number of rows are there, we cannot find it easily. Now you see, I have inserted the data into the date table. Now I have selected date column, the original column, and I'm applying is date function here. Is date of the date column, as you know, I'll just make it as dates, or you can mention like is date only, no issues. From your table name would be dates, right? So if you go and execute this, can you see whichever are the valid dates, it will show it as a ones, whichever are invalid, it will show it as a 0. These are invalid, right? See, 29 means here basically we should mention mm should not exceed 12, right?
Sir.
Month should not exceed 12.
Yes,
And
sir.
here the month, the day should not exceed more than 28 or 29, depends on the leap or non-leap years. But here it is 30 in the February. So that's why it is a invalid date. So for these two rows, it is showing zeros, and wherever it is ones, so it is showing 1. Okay. So your is date function will return either 0 or 1. Okay. Now if I want to filter it out all the valid dates, what you need to do?
Where
Okay.
where condition?
Where is date is null.
Where is data of date equals to
1.
1. So we will get valid dates, and if I need invalid dates, we can put
0.
0.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that's it, guys. That's all about your is date. So you can just mention side heading is date function, and is date function. Using this function, we can find out valid and invalid dates, and it will return either 0 or 1. Okay, write down this. Validates query and invalidate query. Finished?
Noted.
Finished?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So if you can see here, there are some columns like, birth date and hire date is there. Okay. So if I want to find out, their, age and also how much experience they do have. Okay. So how do you do that?
Date difference.
Present date minus higher date, we get the experience.
Yeah. So this hire date, okay, and then present date, right?
Yeah.
And what about birth date? I mean, the age.
Same thing. So
Minus
minus
So date
Data
diff of,
difference, date diff of year,
date diff of, we have to put year, comma,
birth date,
Date.
Birthday.
Date of birth.
birth date, and get date.
birth date, get date. So which equals
Yes.
what? Age.
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 Okay, next.
Same.
Instead of years, we can experience.
Date diff of same. Here you need to put
Higher date.
Higher date.
Higher date.
Get date. As experience.
will be
Experience.
C at end,
Last.
age and how much experience.
Experience.
Okay. So this is in the select query. For an example, I need all the employees whose age is more than 35 and their experience is more than 10.
Where condition?
Where condition we use.
So we can use where.
Experience
Where-
is 30. Experience
Age
equal
is
to
greater than.
No,
Yes,
I
please,
cannot
we
use.
don't use that.
Get this.
Alias
Is
name.
it possible to one second?
no,
Is it
where?
possible to use the alias columns in where?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No.
It's not.
What you have to do?
Use
All
the
date difference.
Date diff
So
of
we have to
year.
give the entire condition, right? The entire condition is greater than or equals to 35
35.
and
Date
the
diff
second
date.
of higher date.
this entire function should be greater than, let's say, some 13 years. Okay, greater than or equals to 13, let's say. So I'm getting right now 230 rows, 290 rows. But if I go and execute this, now I'm getting only 180 because
Yes.
you see here the age is more than 35 and the more than, I mean, greater than or equals to, and the experience also greater than or equals to 30. Correct?
Yes.
Now, what is the other way of writing? Means if I want to use alias columns in my where, so what I need to do?
Derived
Can I use the derive? So open brace and then close brace. Correct?
Yeah.
Mention alias table name as A. And here you can put A dot star from. Correct?
Yeah.
And here I can write a where, right?
Yeah.
Where A dot is greater than or equals to 35 and A dot experience is greater than or equals to
13.
So this is also finite, correct?
A dot, sir.
A dot. Near
Where
A.
Select
Second
A dot.
out
A
of
dot stop.
okay. So we should get 189 rows now, correct? Can you see this?
Yeah.
So both remain same. There won't be much differences. Okay, both remain same. Either way you can write. Okay. Could you please write down this? So if I need only males or female genders in this, then what you need to do? You need to append one more
Where condition.
where.
and
Okay, so maybe if I need only females who are married, so in such a case we need to put and, right, and gender
the
equals
gender
to
is
F and marriage status equals to M, correct?
Yes.
So likewise we'll keep on increase the condition. Write down this. Write a query to find all the employee whose age is greater than or equals to 35 and experience is greater than 30. Greater than equal to 30. Okay. Write down both the queries, please. So if I need to sort this one based upon age, then what you need to do? Order by.
Order by age.
Order by.
Can I use alias column in order by?
No, sir.
We can use, sir.
We can use,
We
right?
can use. Yes, sir.
We can use because of the order of execution. Now you can see the age is sorted, right? Correct.
Yes.
Write down that also. Can you tell me where these columns are primary keys or foreign keys?
Which one?
The highlighted ones. The order header table, we have customer ID, salesperson ID, territory ID, and all.
Customer ID will be primary key. So
Sorry?
customer ID will be primary key.
Customer ID is primary key.
Salesperson is
Salesperson is foreign key.
So here
Salesperson
is
is.
the primary key. Okay. Remaining
And
all are
customer.
foreign keys only. Yeah. They're not maintaining address, territory ID, and then customer details and all in this table. They're linking to this table. Okay. So if you go and check this table, Alt F1, right? You can see lot of relationships. See? The foreign keys here. Okay, there are only few keys or linked over here. Okay, so maybe there won't be any foreign key, but we can still join, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, now you see what I'm going to do in this table is, see there is something called order date and ship date. Okay, now I want to find out how many number of days it took, totally from order to ship date. How do you find out that?
date difference.
So we can use the date difference, right, between
Order date and the ship date.
Order date and ship
so
date.
which is start date and which is end date here.
So
Order date is the start
and
date.
ship date will be the end.
The order date is start date, and
Ship
this
date
higher
is the
date
date.
will be the ship date will be your end date.
Ship date.
Okay, we'll get the number of days it took to ship the order. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Now that is one thing. and I need one more thing. Let's say I need to know all the orders which are placed only on weekends. Okay. I need to know all the orders which are placed only on weekends, which means let it be which year or which month it is, but I need to know the orders which are placed in only on weekends actually. How do you do that?
Where
Date
with
condition.
where
Week.
Where condition we
Weekday.
use?
Weekday for
Date part.
weekday.
Date part,
Bracket weekday.
weekday, huh? Okay.
Order
Yeah.
date. Order
Order
date.
date.
What this will tell us?
Not date part.
What this will tell us?
Weekday means it will take any of the day.
It will take any day, sir.
No.
Mention which
Basically, it
weekday,
will give us what in this given date. What is the weekday? Whether it is Tuesday or Monday or whatever day it is, it will tell us. Correct?
Equal to 7.
Yes. Now what we need to do? We need to fetch on the orders
Equal
which
to
are
7.
placed only on weekends. How do you
In
filter?
6 and 7.
In 6. In 6,
In
7.
6 and 7.
6 and 7, huh?
1 and 7.
One and
One and
one and
seven.
six, seven.
1 and 7.
1 and 7.
Saturday and Sunday.
One and
Saturday
1 and
and
7.
1 and 7.
1 second. Yeah. Here it is Sunday
Yeah.
means 1. Saturday means 7, right?
7. Yes.
So you can put 1 comma 7 in operator we have to use, correct?
Yes.
1 comma 7. Yes. The other way of writing this query would be using date name function. Date name of, can I put Saturday, Sunday here?
Yes.
Was about to tell this.
This is fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Either way you can do, and we'll go and execute and we'll check. Okay, so here it is saying these are the orders which are placed on the weekends. Let's verify it, okay, whether it is Saturday or Sunday, okay. 2011-064, let's see. 2011, month June.
November.
It is
Monday it's taking.
this Saturday. No, it's Saturday.
No, it's a Saturday.
June 11th, right? June
Yes,
11th, sorry, June 4th and 2011. June 4th is a Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay, now you go and check some other date. Yeah, do same June 11, not June.
July 10.
July 10th.
July 10th, right? You can see July 10th would be Sunday, which means the given orders are placed on weekends, correct?
Yes.
So if it is weekdays, what is the query?
We'll use 2 to 6.
2 to 6.
Or
Not
can I-
Saturday and
can I-
Sunday.
Not in.
Only right.
Can I put not in?
Not in.
This is easy, right? Instead of writing 2 comma 2 to 6,
Yeah.
this is easy. Okay. And if you want to verify, so 2011, 5th month means April, May, right?
May.
31st.
May 31st. It's Tuesday. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you can get the information, using these date functions, right? Yeah. Write down, please. Write a query. Write a query to get all the orders which are placed on weekends. The question, and write down both the queries using date name and date part, and write a query to get. And the second question is weekday. Okay, write down this. First question is this, and second question would be this one. Finished?
Yes.
Okay, then I think this information is enough to solve those questions which I give. Okay, so how much you solved till now? Hello?
50 questions. Around 50 to
50?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. I think with these date functions, you can able to finish off another 10 questions actually. Okay, yeah, and yeah, we'll start tomorrow this CTE and aggregate functions. Okay. Yeah. So with that, you can able to finish off a few more questions in that 200 questions. Okay. So whichever you completed, please upload it. Okay. So I'll just verify it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.